Are you being too kind? 6 lessons on how too much kindness may hurt you. Hey, have you ever asked yourself, am I being too kind? I know, it sounds weird, right? Like, isn't kindness supposed to be a good thing? Isn't that what we were taught? Be nice. Help others. Give without expecting anything in return. But here's the truth no one really talks about. Too much kindness can actually hurt you. It can make you a people pleaser. It can drain you, exhaust you, and make people take you for granted. It can even make you lose respect in your relationships. And if you don't realize it early enough, you'll wake up one day wondering, why do I feel so empty? Why do I feel unappreciated? Why does being kind feel so exhausting? I know because I've been there. I used to think being kind meant always saying yes, always helping, always being there for everyone, no matter what. But I learned the hard way that there's a fine line between being kind and being taken advantage of. So in this video, I'm going to share 6 hard-hitting lessons that might change the way you look at kindness forever. By the end, you'll know exactly how to be kind without losing yourself. And stick around, because at the end, I'll tell you the one secret that helped me break free from toxic kindness. Ready? Let's go. Lesson 1. Being too kind can make you a people pleaser. All right, let's get into it. Let me ask you something. How many times have you said yes when you really wanted to say no? Maybe a friend asked for a favor, and you dropped everything to help, even though you were already drowning in your own responsibilities. Maybe your boss piled extra work on you, and instead of pushing back, you smiled and said, "Sure, no problem." Maybe someone in your life constantly leans on you for emotional support, but when you need someone, silence. Sound familiar? Here's the harsh truth. If you're always saying yes to make others happy, you might be a people pleaser. Now I get it, being nice feels good. It makes you feel useful, appreciated, needed. But let's be real. When was the last time you put yourself first? When was the last time you said no and didn't feel guilty about it? The problem with always trying to please others is that you start shrinking yourself to fit into their expectations. You become afraid of disappointing people. You put their happiness above your own. And over time, you lose yourself. I know this because I used to be that person. I thought if I was nice enough, people would appreciate me, love me, and never leave me. But all that did was turn me into a doormat. People knew I would say yes, so they kept asking. They knew I wouldn't push back, so they took advantage. And worst of all, I resented them for it, even though I was the one who let it happen. So how do you fix this? Here's what I learned. Saying no is not mean. It's necessary. Setting boundaries doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person who respects their own time and energy. Not everyone will like you when you stop people-pleasing, and that's okay. So if you feel like you're being too kind to the point where it's hurting you, I want you to try this. Pause before you say yes. Ask yourself, do I actually want to do this? Or am I just afraid of disappointing someone? Because trust me, saying no to the wrong things gives you more time to say yes to what actually matters. Lesson 2. People may start to take advantage of you. Now let's talk about something that hurts even more. Being kind is a beautiful thing. But let's be honest, not everyone deserves your kindness. I know that sounds harsh, but let's be real. Some people, the moment they realize you're the nice one, will start taking advantage of you. Think about it. That one coworker who always forgets to do their work because they know you'll pick up the slack. That one friend who always needs a favor but disappears when you need help. That partner who expects you to always be the one who gives, sacrifices, and compromises, while they do the bare minimum. You see, when you're too kind, you make life easier for other people, but harder for yourself. And here's the worst part. The more you give, the less people appreciate it. I had to learn this the hard way. I remember a time when I was always available for someone. Always there, always listening, always helping. And at first, they seemed grateful. But over time, I noticed something. They stopped saying thank you. They stopped checking in on me. They started expecting my kindness like it was owed to them. And one day, I finally asked myself, wait a minute. If I stopped doing all of this, would they even care? The answer hit me like a truck. Probably not. That's when I realized something life-changing. Kindness should be appreciated, not expected. If someone only values you when you're giving them something, whether it's time, money, effort, or emotional support, then they don't really value you. They just value what you do for them. So how do you stop this from happening? Simple. Pay attention to reciprocity. If you're always the one reaching out, stop and see what happens. If you're always the one making sacrifices, pull back and see if they step up. If you're always giving, take a break. See if they even notice. Because real relationships, whether friendships, work relationships, or romantic ones, shouldn't feel like a one-way street. So let this be your reminder. Kindness is a gift. Give it freely, but only to people who truly deserve it. Lesson 3. It can lead to self-neglect. Let's talk about something most people don't realize until it's too late. When you're too kind to others, you often end up being cruel to yourself. Think about it. How often do you put yourself last? You cancel your own plans because someone else needs you. You stay up late helping someone else while running on empty yourself. You tell yourself, "It's fine. I'll rest later. I'll take care of myself another day." And before you know it, another day turns into another week, another month, another year. Sound familiar? Here's the painful truth. When you give too much of yourself, there's nothing left for you. And I know this because I've been there. I used to think that being kind meant always being available, always helping, always putting others first. But after years of that, I woke up one day feeling exhausted, unappreciated, and completely disconnected from myself. I had poured so much energy into taking care of other people that I forgot how to take care of me. And the craziest part, no one even noticed. Why? Because I had trained them to believe that my needs didn't matter. I had spent so much time making sure they were okay that no one ever thought to ask if I was okay. That's when I realized, kindness should never come at the cost of your own well-being. Because here's the truth. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly giving but never recharging, it's only a matter of time before you burn out. And when you burn out, you don't just suffer alone, you become bitter, resentful, and emotionally exhausted. So if you feel like you're being too kind to the point of self-neglect, here's what I want you to do. Set a you day. One day a week where you prioritize yourself, no exceptions. Learn to say, "I can't right now." Not because you don't care, but because you need to take care of yourself too. Ask yourself, would I expect someone else to do this for me? If the answer is no, then why are you doing it for them? Because trust me, when you start taking care of yourself, you become even more powerful in the way you help others. Self-care isn't selfish. It's survival. Lesson 4. It can cause resentment, emotional exhaustion. Now, this is where it gets really real. Because let's be honest, when you're constantly giving, constantly helping, and constantly being there for people, you expect something in return. Maybe not money, maybe not favors, but at the very least, gratitude. Appreciation. A little bit of effort. But what happens when that doesn't come? What happens when people take you for granted? When they just expect you to be there? Resentment starts to build. At first, it's subtle. You tell yourself, it's okay, they didn't mean it. You brush it off. They're probably just busy. You push your feelings down. I shouldn't expect anything. I'm just being nice. But deep down, it hurts. It hurts when you're always the one who listens, but no one listens to you. It hurts when you're always the one making sacrifices, but no one even notices. It hurts when you're always the one checking in, but no one checks in on you. And slowly, that hurt turns into anger. You start feeling bitter. You start feeling unappreciated. You start thinking, why do I even bother? And then one day, you snap. You explode over something small. You withdraw from people. You stop being the nice one. You start to think, what's the point of kindness if no one cares? And this is where too much kindness can become dangerous. Because when kindness is not balanced with self-respect, it turns into quiet resentment. So how do you stop this from happening? 1. Be honest about your feelings. If you feel unappreciated, speak up. Let people know. Because sometimes they're just unaware. 2. Give because you want to, not because you expect something back. If you're only being kind to get appreciation, you'll always be disappointed. 3. Know when to stop giving. If you're giving to people who never give back, it's okay to walk away. Not everyone deserves unlimited access to your kindness. Because here's the truth. Real kindness doesn't mean you have to sacrifice yourself. It means you choose who deserves your time, energy, and care. And the right people? They'll never make you feel like you're giving too much. Lesson 5. Not everyone will appreciate your kindness. All right, this one might sting a little. Not everyone will appreciate your kindness. I know. That sounds cold. But hear me out. How many times have you gone out of your way for someone, helped them, supported them, been there when they needed you, only for them to act like it was nothing? You send a thoughtful message checking in on them, no response. You go the extra mile to do something nice. Barely a thank you. You sacrifice your own time, energy, and comfort to help them. And they just expect it. And the worst part? Some people don't just take your kindness for granted. They actually see it as a weakness. That's right. Some people expect kindness without ever giving it back. Some people take advantage of nice people because they know they won't push back. And some people just don't care. And trust me, I had to learn this lesson the hard way. I once bent over backward for someone thinking, if I just keep being there for them, they'll see how much I care. They'll appreciate it one day. Spoiler alert, they didn't. No matter what I did, it was never enough. No matter how much I gave, it was barely acknowledged. And the moment I stopped, they walked away like I never mattered. That's when it hit me. Some people only value you when they need you. The second you stop giving, they're gone. And that's when you realize you weren't really appreciated. You were just convenient. So how do you protect yourself from this? 1. Stop chasing people's approval. If someone doesn't appreciate your kindness, stop giving it to them. It's that simple. 2. Give because you want to, not because you're hoping for validation. True kindness comes from the heart, not from a need for recognition. 3. Notice who claps for you when you have nothing to offer. That's how you find the people who truly care about you. Because here's the truth. Your kindness is valuable. But if you keep giving it to the wrong people, you'll start believing it's worthless. So, give wisely. Because the right people, they'll never make you question your worth. Lesson 6. Being too kind can make you lose respect. All right, let's wrap this up with the hardest truth of them all. When you're too kind, people might stop respecting you. I know, that sounds completely unfair. But let's be honest. How often do people respect the person who's always available? Always saying yes, always bending over backward for them? Not often. Why? Because when you're too nice, too accommodating, too selfless, people start to assume they don't have boundaries. They'll never say no, so I don't have to ask nicely. They'll always be there, so I don't have to put in effort. And suddenly, your kindness, instead of being valued, is seen as a given. I see this happen all the time. The employee who works extra hours never complains, and yet never gets promoted, because their hard work is just expected. The friend who's always available, always supportive, but never invited to anything, because they're just there. The partner who gives their all in a relationship but gets treated like an afterthought, because their love is just assumed. Here's the hard truth. When something is always available, people stop seeing it as special. Think about it. If someone gives you their time, energy, and effort no matter what, without asking for anything in return, do you value it as much as something you had to earn? Probably not. And that's exactly why being too kind can backfire. Because the more you respect yourself, the more others will respect you. 2. Make people earn your kindness. If someone treats you well, reciprocate. If they don't, pull back. Simple. 3. Be kind, but not at the cost of your self-respect. True kindness isn't about letting people walk all over you. It's about knowing who deserves your energy. Because here's the thing. Kindness is powerful, but only when it's given wisely. And the moment you start valuing your kindness, the right people will too. Final thoughts. The secret to balance kindness. So, what have we learned? Lesson 1. Being too kind can turn you into a people pleaser. Lesson 2. People may start to take advantage of you. Lesson 3. You might end up neglecting yourself. Lesson 4. Too much kindness can lead to resentment, emotional exhaustion. Lesson 5. Not everyone will appreciate your kindness. Lesson 6. Being too kind can make you lose respect. Now, let's get to the big question. How do you be kind without being taken advantage of? It's simple. Balance. Be kind, but not at the cost of your self-respect. Give, but only to those who deserve it. Say yes, but not when it drains you. Love people, but don't forget to love yourself too, because kindness is a gift. And gifts are meant to be given to those who truly appreciate them. So if this message resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you ever felt like you were too kind? Have you ever been taken for granted? Let's talk about it. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because at the end of the day, kindness is a superpower, but only if you use it the right way. See you in the next one.